Now that's what you call an intro to a game review. Hands up who wants to see an idiot review a game. Pause will do just as well. Okay, let's take a look at Star Control, shall we? A massively popular game with a huge cult following. I mean, this game really is big. You know, it's even got Katy Perry in it.
And before we go on any more of this review, one more thing. 5 stars for Katy. Haha, my wife. I'm not entirely sure what she's getting at with that, but I don't mind at all. Sorry.
Let's get straight into the game, shall we? Now, this is the basic menu for the Mega Drive game. Quite simplistic, really. On the right-hand side, that's me, although it doesn't look anything like me. And on the left-hand side is the computer-controlled opponent, who is a desktop with arms and a joystick.
Please, God, just kill me. Please kill me, I'm an abomination. Where's my joystick?
Yes, I remember them back in... no, I don't actually remember that at all, but never mind. And as you can see, there's some settings for the computer here. The most pivotal, I'd say, is how good the computer opponent can play you. So you've got, I think it's easy, medium, and awesome. And I'm so awesome at this game, I need an awesome opponent. So there we go. So this is just the basic versus. I'm going to pick the Earthling Cruiser. Now, this is sort of like a readout of what the ship can do. Here, see, it's quite good actually, and each ship has its own version of this, which is really nice. It gives the game some sort of depth. Anyway, let's get into the verses. Now, each ship has a special weapon and a primary weapon. Each ship handles so differently. I mean, the controls are quite basic, but it takes some time getting used to each ship. They are all so different. That's what makes this game so much fun. You can pit really random ships up against each other. Now, that sounded wrong then. Anyway, so I'm the Earthling Cruiser, which happens to be my favourite ship in the game, and I'm battling against the Testicle. So I think my chances are good on this one. I don't think they are. Let me just explain a little something to you. The crew is how many hits you can take, and the fuel is how long it takes between each time you fire. So if you shoot and use all your fuel up, you have to recharge it to fire again. It seems simplistic, but believe me, it's not.
You know, I need some wake-up juice, I think. This stuff will help you. This stuff's good for the mind and the body. Yeah, I think this will do it. You're going to need this for this game, I can tell you.
Right, that's covered the basics of versus. Now let's move on to a slightly more strategically advanced version. Let's go for melee. Alright, I sound like an arsehole. Yes, I know I am, so I might as well sound like one. This is essentially, we picked 2 full fleets of ships against each other. I know I'm speaking the bleeding obvious, you didn't exactly know what it was, but anyway, I'm just pointing it out, because I like to point out the obvious, because that's what I do. I'm going to be the Earthling world, because the Earthling Cruiser is part of it, and I want to be that ship again. And I will be facing the enemy, and the enemy is quite weird actually. It's that sodding Testicle again. Look at it just floating around, ballsack. I'm gonna so get him. Come and get Alright, lost to the Testicle again. Right, I am so gonna win this one. What shall I go for? What shall I go for? I'm gonna keep these ships in reserve. This one is particularly weird, this little ship here, because, did I say little ship or little ship? I can't quite remember. This little ship here has a self-destruct, so if I get in close, bearing in mind how little crew and fuel I have, I've got to get in close and detonate it. Come on, I can do this. I can get in close.
Michael Bay!
I'm on a good bet with this ship because it has a teleportation device. I don't know if you've noticed as well that all the ship's captains have different names. You may get the same ship 3 or 4 times, but all of them have a different name. One of them's even called Howl. I mean, they play it. The game's tongue-in-cheek for names, but that aside, yeah, it adds another element to it that's quite interesting. There's even one called Pike, actually, if I recall. Should have been one called Kirk, but never mind. So, alright, let's get back into this battle. I am so gonna take the Testicle out! Man! And if you notice, each ship, when it wins, gets its own little theme tune. Let's call it a little theme tune, shall we? Let's see how well I do against... Why, my God, what is that? Stupid, squiffy, whiff... Man, it's going to be close, it's going to be close. What the hell did it just do? It's farting at me. Good God! Now, this is a great ship, this one. It's got a shield and it's got rapid fire. I can so take this squiffy little piece of shit out in no time with this thing. The only problem is the range is quite limited. The ship is manoeuvrable, I have shields, but I'm not that fast, and as I said, the range is limited. This is taking too long. I'm going to go for broke. Right, let's get in closer. Oh, God. I think I picked the losing team, didn't I? Right, there's one ship that I can rely on. The Earthling Cruiser. Right. Now I'm talking business. I can shoot from a great distance with this, and I have pinpoint defensive lasers. You're going down. Yeah! Oh, 1 out of 2. That wasn't too great. See what I mean by this pinpoint lasers? Are quite good. I deflected all of that. Right, get in. Come on, get in. Yeah! Take that. Come on. Come on, you are so going down. You're bouncing off me. Firing your fart guns at me. You're so going. One hit. I think I can take him down with one more rocket. Let the fuel recharge. Let the fuel recharge. Shit! Right. I'm not doing too well at the moment, actually. I expected to do better. Right. Direct hit! Oh! Come on! Oh. If you hit planets in this, you sustain damage and bugger it! Oh, 2 hits at once! Come on! Right. Pull away, fire! God! Bloody hell! It's close, We're taking it to... I'm gonna just... He's got the... No, go! Bugger it! Right, one last go, because I just don't think I can take any more of this melee game. Each fleet has 2 flagships, so I thought I'd pit the 2 biggest ships at each other to see who can win. Now, I've got the blue one, and the enemy has the big green one. And I can fire these... I've got to do a direct hit. That's not too bad, actually. Those little ball things you see flying around there are my special weapon. They barking dogs. I know it's kind of weird, but they work. What they do is they drain the crew so that he can't fire at me, enabling me to return... Right, that is enough of that. Yes, I know you've won. Stop rubbing it in. Bloody hell, even the computer's taking a piss out of me now. Those are the 2 basic versus the practice and the melee. Now let's get to the full game, shall we? Yes, there is a full game which requires strategic strategy, timing, and yeah, just a lot of patience. But let's get into it.
You know, something else I wouldn't mind getting into? Sorry!
Yes, and as you probably just all noticed, I put the computer onto good. Yes, well, you've seen how good he is on awesome, haven't you? So, you know, at least good I might stand a chance. Anyway, here are the missions. You see, you have a fair few choices of what you want to do. But I think the best one is Total War. You have 2 fleets that meet in hyperspace, ready for battle. I'm going to explain how the game works with the strategy involved. One more thing I'll just say to let everybody know. Once you get involved in this strategic game, it is very long-winded. And there is a massive, gaping, unexplainable, mind-numbingly difficult to understand flaw with this game. We'll get to it later, but I made the mistake of actually implementing that flaw.
Right, enough of me dilly-dallying around, okay? Let's get it on! I've got a problem with that too, but I suppose I actually probably should get on with actually reviewing the game.
I've got to be honest, I've simply just had enough being slapped around the face. Now, as you probably just noticed, that there's a choice between either having the stars visible or hidden. I'm telling you, if you hide them, the game is impossible. The only way I can describe having them hidden is trying to do join the dots without any bloody dots. It's pointless and you can't do it. Well, at last, we're actually into the full game. You can see how confusing it is. Imagine it without stars. Here on the right-hand side is what you can do. So you've got a fleet of ships here, which you can build. You've got a star base. And obviously you can move, you can colonise, you can fortify. Pass. Why would you pass your go? I have no idea. Or you can scuttle. Why you'd scuttle your own ship? I still have no idea. It made no sense then. And it makes no bleeding sense now. Any enemy has exactly the same options. So that's essentially what you do. So let's get this game in motion. I'm choosing my words very carefully from now on because I really don't want another one of these.
Sorry.
So, you know what, this can be quite tedious. So what I'm going to do now is move ships. I can fortify. I have to fortify something that I've colonised, so if it gets attacked by another ship, it will stand 1 attack, giving my ships time to defend it, if you understand what I'm saying. And if I've fortified it and it's my colony, then I can actually take crew. So if one of my ships gets damaged, I can take on more crew. And also you mine to get money so that your space station can build more ships for you to change, you know, because some of your ships get damaged in battle. Okay, does that make sense to you? I hope it does, because that's essentially the rules of the game. And essentially you have to wipe out their space station to win, which is right at the bottom, right at the top. And as you can see by the looks of this game, it can take some time. Remember, we only get allowed about 4 or 5 goes each. And that includes colonising, moving, fortifying, essentially everything. See, look, I've just established a mine, so that starts mining, but I'm going to have to fortify it and defend it. And also you need ships scattered around in each place, just in case it gets attacked. It may be fortified, but you still need a ship to defend it. Okay. So this is it. Let's have another drink. And you know what I think will make this game seem slightly more interesting, because you have to wait for combat. You see, in the full game, the only way you get any action... Oh no, not again!
Sorry. I got away with it that time.
This can get quite boring. I think the only way it's going to become entertaining is if I speed it up a lot. It's either this way, or the game will essentially be a bit like this.
Boom, boom.
See, the strategic aspect of this game is really good, and it does make you think what you're doing, but the real action comes when you engage another ship, as we've seen before. That's where the fun comes from. It's that testicle against my flagship, and he's killed my little puppy dog. I'm just not going to stand for it. Now, this means war! Right, let's have another battle. Look, I've engaged in a battle already, and that, you know what that looks like? That looks like a Klingon bird of prey versus the Enterprise. This could go either way. He's cloaked, as you can see, but if I get a direct hit him when he's cloaked, I still can do damage. What the hell is that? You miserable bastard! You are so going down. I think I've got just the ship in hand. Remember, I engaged with 2 ships versus his 1. And this ship, as we said, is fast. And I'm going to get in quick. He's only got a small amount of energy. We're closing, we're closing. Fire, fire, fire! Yeah! It's more like it. I'm afraid that's the excitement over for a while as I slowly make my way towards his ships. And I've oh, phone call. One minute.
Hello? Hello, Mum?
You ain't picking up your phone,
No, I'm busy. No, it's not, I'm fine. No, I'm not. Yeah, just give me a...
Oh, shit.
What?
My mum's such a joker. I think we should get back to the game, don't you? Right, let's unpause it and... What?! And there we go. That is what I was trying to tell you earlier. This is the most mind-numbingly, brain-damning, stupid, unbelievable fault that you would never expect to see in a game. It shouldn't happen. Why has it happened? What are they doing? What were they thinking? How has this happened? I just can't get my brain round it, but I've got to try and explain it. You see, most games you press start to pause it and start to unpause it, don't you? Oh no, not with this game. You press start to pause it, but you don't press start to unpause it. You have to press the A, B or C button. You have to think about it. Why did they have to screw this up? Why did they have to do this? It's so simple. Start to pause it, start to unpause it. If not the A, B and C buttons, if you press start twice, you reset the whole bloody game!
And there you have it. What a weird game. What can I say? It's really good fun. There's a few downloads of it available, so, you know, probably check those out. It's, you know, better than buying a Mega Drive and then buying the game, which is quite cheap, I've got to say, but do you really want to go and buy a Mega Drive and buy a copy of the game just so you can play the game, which makes you go mad? Because they altered something which doesn't need altering. You press the start button to pause the game, don't you? Press the start button again to unpause it. It is quite simple. You don't press the start button to pause it, and then you press the A, B or C button to unpause it, because you will not press those buttons. You will press the start button, because that's the button you press to pause it, so naturally you assume that's the button you press to unpause it. But no, they changed something that didn't need changing. It wasn't broke, don't flipping fix it. Oh, all things aside, it's a good game actually. And now my penance has been done. I have played the game through. I am really tired of it. I have stung my eye and I have had enough. So that's me looking out the window wondering what I've just done with my life, saying take care and you know the rest.
Just one more thing before I go for you to wrap your little brains around. Think of it this way. As you know, I'm obviously not Katy Perry's husband. But look at it this way. She married an English person with an annoying, slightly high-pitched voice who does bad jokes and has a bad haircut. I'm just putting it out there. Make of it what you want.
This world, before your journey begins underground, not before we
Have a drink. Fuck. God damn it. I didn't get
this world, before your journey begins under...
fuck.